Hi, I'm Steve Shelburne, owner and operator of Shelburne RV here in beautiful Cleveland, Tennessee. All right, well the boys are starting to catch me here at the shop. I've got this this Alpha Gold that came back, and you guys saw the video of us doing the floor on that, and it burned out the relay because of antifreeze in the motor. So I've still got to try to locate that. I found the motor. I'm just trying to find trying to locate that solenoid. It's been a little difficult. That solenoid they said was off of a Beechcraft airplane, so kind of weird. This Alante Class A you see right there, customer brought this in. I guess he bought it one of the used places here in town, and the backup camera wasn't working. And when we investigated, somebody went in there and cut the wires. No idea. So that one's going to have he didn't like the camera. He wants to put in a Bluetooth camera anyway, so just what it is. Then I've got this Fleetwood. Actually, that's a Winnebago Journey. My bad. That has got the control board for the tank levels was burned up, and they wanted like $1,000 to replace the board. So I sent that board out there to my friends out at Dinosaur Electronics, and they've got me fixed up on that, and it should be back any day. That's all we got left on that one. Then we've got this Winnebago Ultimate Advantage. You guys have seen lots of work done on it. The HWH controller had a problem. We sent it back to HWH because it was in op when it came in, and they got it back to us, repaired. We ran it. All the jacks work except one of the passenger side front. It's jacked up. And we called HWH to get a price. It's like $700 for the jack, but then they're like, well, we don't know when we'll have one. Well, what do you mean you don't know when you're gonna have one? Well, we haven't been able to talk to our supplier on those jacks in over 5 months. Well, you know, I look at that as like, you ain't talked to your supplier in 5 months. They probably out of business. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. I told the customer, I mean, there's nothing really that jack is specific for that system. So they kind of got me over a barrel on that one. So stuck on that one at the moment. Then I've got this Fleetwood Discovery that had some freeze damage, and there's a water solenoid that we're just having a terrible time trying to find. I've never seen anything used like that on that before. So yeah, I'm trying to, I mean, you see all that stuff sitting there, and it's like trying to find stuff for it. It's been kind of a pain to locate some of that stuff. So that's kind of how my week's been going. Now there's a little bumper pull, a little flight. Let's see, right, that little flight right there. That thing right there came in with a leaky floor around the slide, and the more we got to looking at it, I mean, it's a bad deal. So I had that conversation with the customer, and he has actually decided that he's just going to take and trade it. It's not worth the $5,000 to $8,000 that it's going to take to probably fix that camper and get it back where it needs to be. So, you know, another one that's going to go down the road for no work for us. And it's that time of year, you know, February and March are usually really tough for us anyways, because it's kind of slow. Everybody's getting over Christmas and trying to get their taxes done, and then, you know, it's still kind of cold. So yeah, the parking lot's pretty bare right now. Now this horse trailer, you've seen us do a bunch of work on it. He's actually leaving out with it tomorrow, and then he's got a show, and then he's got to come back. We got to put a bathroom floor in that one, so that'll be good when that comes back. The Airstream, they got the air conditioner on the roof on that. We're actually going to change out the refrigerator. I'll probably take you in here and show you the difference between old refrigerator versus the new refrigerator. We'll talk about that for a minute. But yeah, it's kind of slim pickings around here, and I've talked to a lot of my friends in the industry, and you know, everybody's kind of in the same boat right now. Things are just slow. So, you know, it's a little nerve-wracking when you have a nice big building that you got to pay for, and of course payroll for the boys, and you know, you don't want to lose nobody over that. But you know, obviously the money's got to roll in at some point, so you can at least try to break even. I mean, this is the part of the small business that a lot of people don't see, and it's the part that keeps me awake at night, because I'm trying to pay my bills, and I'm trying to make sure the boys get a paycheck, and you know, try to keep everything rolling. But you know, it's tough some days. It keep you up all night. So anyways, let's go in here. I'm going to show you this refrigerator that Cousin Gary's working on this Airstream. Kind of show you what's going on with that. Let's go here and check that out. So here's the refrigerator that came out of this old Airstream. Now this is the old RM2804. Now you can see that this one's got the freezer bars in the freezer section. Now this is old technology, guys. Probably mid-90s, they did away with the freezer bars and they went to this style. This is what everybody's seen nowadays. This was a lot better refrigerator. The old style, when you hear the stories about people telling you to take it out and flip it over upside down and let it sit 24 hours to get it to work, this is the actual refrigerator they were talking about, the refrigerator with the freezer bars. Now they solved a lot of those problems there with that by going to the bigger tubing, getting to the better refrigerator. So we're working on swapping that one out and putting that in there. Now Cousin Gary's working on trying to get the refrigerator doors all cleaned up and do all that. But you can see they've got the refrigerator out of here. The new one's ready to go in. Mr. Lewis actually and Mr. Adrian were actually in here, and you can see the new Coleman lower assembly. And we did have to change out the thermostat because the old control in the lower assembly had a 120 volt transformer that was sending the 12 volts to control all that stuff. Now we weren't able to do that, so we actually stole 12 volts off the refrigerator and brought it up here to run the thermostatic controls for the new style Coleman thermostat. So that's just what you got to do sometimes. Now Mr. Lewis did find with the customer the new style pan that he wants and shower surround. And you can see he's got the old shower kind of sitting in here. But right now he's working on trying to get this cabinetry taken out. Now we got to pull all the cabinetry from here over. Mr. Lewis is going to pull all that out because obviously with the new surround coming in, that's going to change a lot of what's going on. So that's what we're working on in here at the moment. Okay, so one thing you can see that we did change out is we did change out to the newer style WAFCO converter. Now the battery was located back here. Now there's the old style converter, and the one thing that we did do here was we did relocate the battery up front here. Now that caused us to have to move the tanks forward. You can see where the tanks were originally, the brackets, so we did move it that much forward and then put those braces across there to try to get that battery up front and out of the way. So we did have to run a new 12 volt line from back there up to the battery, and then we just used the chassis as our ground. So we did update that while we were doing this. So we're up here on a big Tourmaster Class A that came in, got a leak in the roof. Now you see this stuff, this is Flex Seal, guys. We don't like this stuff. You can see how well this sealed up right there. So somebody's been up here Flex Sealing the crap out of this camper. Don't believe that guy on the television, because this stuff don't work. I mean, look at this. Look at this. That's your Flex Seal right there. Yeah, there you go. They've done this whole camper this way. Somebody's been up here getting crazy. So there's our leak right there. That roof leaking, pouring right in there. That Flex Seal didn't even stop that stuff. Somebody's been up here going crazy with this. So yeah, that's a bad idea. Don't do that. All right, so the next job on the list today is we got this big Thor Tuscany, and this one is brand new coach, but it came in with its yearly maintenance on the Aquahot. Now this does have a 400D, so they're going to do the yearly maintenance, which is going to include the new fuel filter, nozzle, and checking the electrodes. So they're going to tear into this now and get that all serviced out. Well, this morning we've got this Hornet that came in with freeze damage. Imagine that with all the cold weather we had. We're probably going to start seeing quite a bit of that coming through in the next few weeks. And then this open range had a faucet broke, hot water heaters busted. So really starting to get some of this stuff rolling through that's got the freeze damage from the winter vortex. So you can see cousin Gary over there working through that Hornet to see what else is busted. Well, the boys have had things fairly under control here in the shop today, so gave me a few hours to come out here and try to get some property cleared. And I've got, you can see, a pretty good size brush pile right there. So just been kind of, I'm gonna leave all the big trees. I'm gonna have to have a little bit bigger machine to get them out of the ground, but the little small stuff, I'm just gonna get it all out of here. But just a little bit at a time, try to get this property developed. Well, that's going to finish us up here this week at Shelburne RV. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Thanks for watching. We'll catch up with you next week. And remember, this video is Cousin Gary approved. Take care.